Hey, what's up, you guys? I finally get to do a project on the JK. It's a really shitty one, and it's a shitty thing that I have to do it because this is a 2018, and apparently they made the JK for 11 years, and they never switched to a different issue or a different part. Basically, I'm leaking oil, and apparently it's very common. It's basically if you have an oil leak, like I do. Here, I'll show you. Start there. Start with the drama. Just oil everywhere. It's not coming from my rear main. I already checked. Everything's dry to the front. It's just basically running down the back and just making a freaking mess of my driveway. I'm also leaking out of my axle ends, so that's a project for another day. We won't worry about that today. Just keep refilling it. But basically, look down right in here. And if you see a pool of oil, which you might be able to see, then this bad boy has gone bad. It's your oil filter housing intercooler. Unfortunately, I have to take apart or take out the whole intake manifold to get at it. So this is pretty much going to be my whole day. But I'll pretty much update you along the way. Alright, you guys, so sorry about the quality. I lost my really expensive, really nice GoPro that I've been using to film all my recent videos with, but we'll have to make do with my phone. Just kind of walk you through what I've done so far and what I'm about to do. So, went ahead and I removed the snorkel. There's a worm drive clamp on each one. You just use a flat head. There's two 10mm bolts, and this guy will kind of just clips into it. Went ahead and just got that out of the way so it was a little bit easier. Then I went ahead and I removed all of the wires and clips associated with what I'm doing. I don't think I need to remove this one, I'm not 100% sure, but basically just pried this guy out from here, remove the map, and then maybe a TPS, not 100% sure what this one is. Then I went ahead and I undid any of the hoses that potentially were going to be in my way, including this one. Just undid it from here, just to kind of get everything out of my way. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove, there's two 10mm bolts right here and here, and then there's two back here, so we're going to go ahead and remove those. Then there's right in there, you can kind of see it right there. Wow, just not on focus. Another two 10mm, and then there's 7 8mm up here on top. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove all those, and that should be getting me pretty close to getting the intake manifold off. I also need to remove this guy. Basically, it's just held in place with 2 little clips. I'll probably just use a cat's paw to pry them up, just to get the insulation out of the way. And then I believe there's 2 brackets here, and I need to remove those. Guessing based off of everything I've seen in here, it's probably 2 10s, but if it's not, I'll go ahead and let you guys know. It's super weird to me that Jeep uses apparently the cheapest plastic on the face of this planet for everything. Cat's paw, probably not the best idea to remove these. If you guys have a better tool, definitely try to use it, because I broke one and I don't know where to get a new one, so that's dumb. I also broke the little plastic tabby on this guy. Jeep, damn you, Jeep. So I removed those 2 brackets and then quickly realized there's no reason to remove the brackets, so when you're doing it, just leave them on. Alright, so I went ahead and I loosened all this 8mm bolts, and I was hoping that this bracket wasn't going to become a problem, but I'm at the point where I should be able to pull it out, and the only thing that seems to be stopping me is the damn bracket. I thought that those had something to do with it. They do not. The actual bolts that hold the rest of the bracket are down back here. Probably, I guess I could try to pry it out of the way. Try not to break any more than I have to. Yeah, I'm gonna try to loosen up this bracket and see if I can get enough space to actually get this stupid thing out. Alright, so I was wrong. You can get it off with this bracket still in place. You just simply have to unhook this from the bracket, and then this right here is what holds you back. I just ended up cutting it, but I'm actually at the point. All right, she's almost out. All right, so got it off, and now I am removing a bunch of these 8mm bolts going around the outside. Not sure if I have to pull these rails yet. Hopefully not. It almost looks like it's one solid assembly, so if I can, hopefully I can just pull it back and get at what I need to get at. All right, so I was able to get the intake manifold out. There was a bunch of stuff along the edges here, so I was really careful when I was pulling this up. And then I got my shop vac out and just kind of sucked up anything to try to keep it from falling into the actual engine. And here's the culprit. Yeah. Thanks, you fucking engineers. You might be able to see the oil a little bit better now. See if I can focus. See the oil down in there? This thing is just swimming in it. All the way back, it's a puddle of oil. So it looks like it pretty much just fills up underneath the intercooler there. So we're replacing this whole assembly. It's not done yet. I was able to do it with the bracket in place. I basically had to take out the inside of the fender so I could reach up and actually get to it, because you can't access it from the top here. I mean, if you can, more power to you. I couldn't. I had to undo the plugs for the injectors on the passenger side, and then undid the coil plugs on the driver's side, and that allowed me to pick up the whole assembly kind of as is. And I'm just gonna kind of try to zip tie it all up out of the way so I can start getting this POS out. Probably clean up everything around the inlets on the engine real quick, just to make sure I don't get any of that debris falling down in. But I mean, getting closer. I'm not super stoked with Jeep right now. All right, very important. Before you start doing what I'm doing, buy a set of external star sockets. You need these to actually get the stupid housing off. This one is getting its filter clean, so it had to dry out. This one is in pieces, so I had to borrow my sister's Subaru. I don't like borrowing her car because the last time I borrowed it, I crashed it. Well, I got crashed into. But yeah, heads up. So here's what I'm talking about. See these bolts holding it on? Those are E8s. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holding the whole assembly on. So you're gonna need that E8 in order to remove this, and just make sure you have all the tools you need beforehand. I'll probably go over the Dorman replacement that I got too. It's an all steel housing here in a second. All right, so I'm busy cleaning up the area. It turns out it's way deeper than I thought, so there's probably a good quart of oil sitting on top of that engine. I just wanted to go over the Dorman rebuild that I got. It's kind of nice. Comes with new bolts, comes with all the new seals for the intake manifold, as well as the actual assembly itself. Not sure yet what those go to. Oh, I have to actually build this thing. So, as you can see, it's all metal. No more stupid plastic, nothing to break. I basically just need to go through and assemble it. Looks pretty nice. Looks like I gotta move the sensors over from the old one to the new one. Not too bad. All right, probably do another one after I insert this. All right, so huge difference. Everything mostly cleaned up. Basically all the mating surface is what I was worried about. I think what actually was causing my oil leak was from the factory that was pinched. And that's that's the main oil port right there. So high probability that's what caused the leak. All right, I'm starting to lose the day, but I've got it back in. Quite a bit of coolant came out once I hooked up the hose and dropped it back into place. So I'm gonna try to stuff some rags down underneath just to try to soak up some of the residual. I mean, with time, it'll boil off. Or I like doing it right the first time. But no, I mean, it looks really nice. Next, I'll be, so basically torque down all the screws, or bolts, whatever you want to call it. I still got to hook up the wires. Hopefully everything is good with the sensors and I didn't damage the one that I was talking about earlier. Next, I'll basically remove these. I got some brake cleaner to just kind of clean up everything, including the mating surfaces, make sure everything has a nice, tight, clean seal. I bought a torque wrench specifically for this project, and it turns out that it doesn't go low enough for what I need to actually do. So get a torque wrench that is very low, so in the 50 to maybe 200 inch-pounds would probably be okay. Newton meters, mine didn't have that one as well, but looks like mine pretty much starts at 120 inch-pounds, which is way too high for these, considering everything is plastic. So I'm just going to be really careful and not strip anything while I do this. Alright, got everything all nice and cleaned up. Got the new gaskets in. They're pretty self-explanatory. They're not really directional, besides the fact that there's like the lump on the one side, but it doesn't seem to matter which direction they go in. They're equal on both sides. So now I'm going to try to slip this in cleanly without damaging anything. Alright, so at this point I'm pretty much just kind of buttoning everything up. It's kind of just the reverse, obviously, of, taking it apart. I'm about to throw in the new oil filter. The housing did come with a new O-ring. It came with a new cartridge filter, which is pretty nice. I forgot the insulation underneath the intake manifold, so it's not going back in. I don't really know if it even really serves a purpose. Probably helps the block warm up a little bit quicker, so it's something to do with that and emissions and blah 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 blah, California, etc., etc. But yeah, maybe I'll just do one more quick video once I have everything together and the car's actually running. Alright, so I ended up being about a quart and a half low on oil. I don't know if that was all lost or is just slowly leaking out because of the actual leak itself, but she's running good. I don't have any check engine lights. Nothing's spilling out. Made a mess. But I'll probably, let's check the check engine. No check engine light. Alright, yep. I'll probably just pressure wash the holy hell out of everything tomorrow, and then hopefully this is a completed repair. Be sure to like and follow. Let me know if you guys have any questions. This is definitely, I consider this an intermediate repair.